What's up, y'all? It's your girl Drea, the financial finesser. So, I wanted to get on here just to make a quick video discussing the top 6 reasons. I was going to do the top 5, but it's looking like it's more like 6. Just discussing the top 6 reasons of the behaviors that led to me getting into debt. Because I think that's really important that we all kind of analyze and assess and evaluate those key behaviors that led to us getting into debt, because we really just all have them. So let's get into it really quick. So the first one that's a really big one for me is simply just lacking a household budget. So never looking at the numbers, never knowing what I'm bringing in, never knowing what's going out. That really is something that just caused me to swipe my card a lot. Number 2, we have no awareness of what my money was doing. So I don't know if you all have been in this place before, but I had a lot of subscriptions to things I didn't need. Just to name a few off the top of my head, what were those subscriptions? HBO, subscribe there when really I wasn't even watching it. Subscribe to Hulu account, even though I already had the password to someone else's. Y'all really gotta do that. It saves money. Just subscribing to places I wasn't aware about was really causing me to spend money that I didn't even know. Big savings there if you can get that together and know for yourself. The third one I gotta say just is probably one that we can all identify with, is just not having education about how to manage my personal finances. So knowing the difference between knowing little things like knowing that I can remove overdraft charges from my credit union. I had no clue about that. Or not even knowing how many bills I had and where how much money those bills were taking out per month. I didn't have any clue about that. So that obviously caused some pretty for lack of a better word, stupid behaviors regarding me getting into debt, because I never studied it. I never took a financial class before, so it's I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. And then it's no one in my family that I know of was wealthy, so a lot of those principles never got passed down to me. And then I think everything I knew about money surrounded having a really good credit score, which leads me to number 4, just believing the belief that the key to me building wealth was building a really high FICO score, which I will say this, there is a strong difference between building a FICO score and building wealth, okay? So building a FICO score, you need to assume more debt to do that successfully, and you need to pay that debt off on time. So the FICO score really depends on an individual having debt. So because I was focusing on building that FICO score, I was spending a lot of money and paying off large amounts of debt and ultimately never seeing my paycheck. So number 5 is spending more money than I was making. That alone, I feel like I can do a whole entire video on. But I will say, the only reason why I was really spending more money than I was making was because I didn't have a budget to know what I was spending. So what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? And then number 6 is leads into that, is not knowing how much money I was making. Yes, guys, it's totally possible to not know how much money you're actually bringing in. I wouldn't even want to look at my bank statement because I knew I had so many overdraft charges, and I just never really wanted to look at what was going in. I know, yes, I would get hired at a job and have certain and know what I was making at the beginning, but people get pay increases, small increases. So it got to a point where I didn't even know what I was bringing in because it was just, my bank statement was a mess. So I will end and say this, because this is supposed to be a 5-minute video, is the day I said no to debt was actually the day I said yes to debt. And so I want you guys to like really go through and try to figure out what behaviors caused you to get into debt. It's really self-reflective. It's extremely hard, I know, but I think if we start to like journal on these things, like really reflect on these things, it can really lead to like better relationships with our money, because that's what it's all about. So once again, it's your girl Drea, the financial finesse her, okay? We are finessing our finances, not our debt, y'all. Okay, so take care and tune in to my next video when I dive more into about the tools that I use to get out of debt.